So, in the light of the current global situation and the way the world sort of tends to look at China in a very sort of light-hearted, silly way, please explain the point of the club and why it's so relevant and become more relevant.
You know, for nations, for regions, for major businesses across the world, we're faced with the huge dilemmas of America and China. It's a crossroads. We're faced with the problem of the crossroads between Europe and China, and the crossroads within China and the crossroads within the West. I don't think there's ever been a time in human history when there has been so much at stake in so many different areas of the world. China is a part of almost all of them. Even if you look at the problem now between America and Iran, China is the biggest buyer of Iranian oil. Nobody has more influence in Iran than China, except possibly the Russians. The 48 Group has the ability to take all these complex, different international situations and distill them through the eyes of the Chinese and enable people to understand how the Chinese are looking at the world. Now, the Chinese may not agree with what we say is how they're looking at the world, but if you look at what we have said over the last 70 years almost, and Chinese actions, you'll find a lot of commonality. That is what we can do. You know, so people in big companies say, where is our market going to be in 50 years' time? We can help them work out how to get the answers. We're not people like Kissinger or someone like that who's had a political relationship with them and because of his access thinks he can and can get a hearing and put forward strategies for companies. You know, the companies' successful strategies with China don't come from within the Western companies. Their range of thinking is too limited to give them an understanding of what China is doing. They need people like those within the 48 Group who understand the difference between the systems and where the synergies are. And it's the difference between the systems on the global political and economic level that also is an important part of getting these moves right. I don't know any organisation other than the 48 Group that has this, what is our commitment to objectivity. Some people like to say, well, we're soft on China. No, we're just interpreting China. Nobody knows what I really think about China. It's not what I do. I don't talk about my personal views. We're talking about what our experience is of China, and it's a long experience.